Kayla right on time with another episode of the Cafe Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back if you're coming back. And welcome if you're new here. There are longer episodes, not longer versions. There are longer episodes on the cafe. If you'd like to check them out, do so. Okay. Today I just want to make a short episode. Just to talk about the origin of the cafe, the origin of Kayla as a pen name. And yeah, that's all that I'll be talking about, those two, the origin, the decisions that led me to where I am today, where we are, you and I, today. But first, my voice is a little bit annoying even to my own eardrums because I'm flu-stricken. Yes, flu. Well, my test results are saying COVID, but well, it's winter, people. It's nothing new to have flu, you know. And I honestly think that these people are just lying to us, telling us we have COVID. This is just flu, man. There's nothing new. Anyway, we are not here to tackle my denial. The page Kayla began as Anxiety Has a Cure. It was a page used initially for random thoughts and poetry. It came about at a time when I was young, and well, I'm still young. It came about when I was a teenager. Well, I'm not a teenager anymore, but it came about at a time when I was a teenager, and I honestly felt like people around me do not relate as much as I want them to relate to the things that I say, or the things that I think, or the things that I go through, or the things that I feel. So I opened this page with the idea that if I post it on Facebook, it will have a wider reach and I'll get like more people who relate. I don't know why I was so desperate to have people who relate. But I guess it has to do with not feeling so alone, knowing that you're not the only one going through something. It makes you feel less alone, makes you feel less abandoned, if I should put it like that. I don't know if I should put it like that. I don't think I should put it like that. But that's where the idea came from, and the name was whack. The name was just straightforward. Anxiety has a cure, which is a lie. It doesn't. But it has ways that can curb it, right? So at that time in my life, I was facing heavy insomnia, lack of appetite. I was facing a lot of I was pushing people away. I was very hostile. I was a teenager, man. Yeah, typical teenager stuff. But at the same time, I was going through a lot of mental and emotional battles with myself, not with the world, with myself. It was like I didn't like who I was, so I was fighting it so hard. Or I liked who I was too much that I didn't want to adjust to help, like not to help per se, but I didn't want to adjust to have people relate to me in any way, because I am the way I am, and if you don't like the way I am, then fuck you. That's just how I was. And so that's how it began. And then through that, I met a lot of acquaintance. I met a lot of poets on Facebook. It was so nice. It was a nice experience. We collaborated on, well, not with all of them, but with a few. I did collaborate a few poems with. I got into nice penmanship relationships. One that was remarkable was where I then later got my pen name Kayla from. It was inspired from the origin of this pen name is from Michaela. My second name, Michaela. A lot of my friends call me Kayla, which is very nice. I have no problem with it. I like it actually. And then this friend, the one I was in a penmanship with, said I was Murthy. And that was the first time. I didn't even know the word existed. I had to ask for an explanation. What does Murthy mean? What do you mean I am? And then, yeah, it means joyful, happy, you know. And I was like, really? I thought I knew myself and I thought I'm the grumpiest person alive. For someone out there to actually say, ah, you're such a happy person. It was a breath of fresh air. And then a few days or few weeks down the line, this pen man started calling me Murthy Kayla, right? And I was like, ah, this is so nice. I was a bit reluctant at first. I was like, that sounds just so weird. How do you put a feeling before a name? And it's like saying joyful Kayla, you know? It's weird, but it has a ring to it. So I didn't know how to feel about it, but I liked it. That much I had to admit. So I didn't stop this friend from using the name. So this friend was one of the people that I met on Facebook as a poet and a fellow poet, but we actually came from the same hood, like back where I was born and raised. So during semester breaks before semester breaks, since high school actually, during high school holidays and semester breaks, I'd go home and then we'd like hang out, talk about playlists, talk about upcoming Wattpad projects, competitions. We'd edit each other's work before we publish on Wattpad, and then we'd collaborate on poems, and then we'd write each other poems to post on each other's pages. You know, like I'd write a poem to this friend, and then they would post it on their page and tag me, and then they would write a poem, and then I'd post it on my page and then tag them. You know, it was like changing followers. It was nice. It was exchanging followers or some stuff like that. I don't know. It was nice. So I adopted the name Murthy Kayla, and that's how my Anxiety Has a Cure page changed from that to Murthy Kayla, right? My pen name. That's how I got the pen name. And I'm going to keep it because I like it, even though me and this friend are not in contact anymore, which is fine. Actually, it's not fine. I should do something about it. I will do something about it. So, and then the cafe podcast came about through the same thing. I was trying to engage without having to really engage, because being out there and physical interactions with people were a bit heavy on me at the time. I preferred to talk about light conversations, you know, like weird stuff, goals and parties and books, you know, not like personal stuff. So I'd open a podcast because as an empath, I'm sure a lot of people relate to this. When you get out there and then you physically interact with people, their feelings like brush off of you, even without them saying anything really. You guess just the close proximity, their feelings and their troubles and everything just washes off of you, and you have to carry all of that with you, as well as the problems that you already have on your own. So I was avoiding human interactions basically, and that's how I began the podcast. The original name was the Chill Podcast, you know, where I'd play lo-fi playlists. And because I figured it was around the time I figured out how to curb my insomnia, how to curb my anxiety attacks, I would play lo-fi music, I would massage my temples, I would like sit on the floor, on the carpet and stuff like that, you know. So it was also around the time I got addicted to coffee because of the amount of studying I had to do, the amount of time I had to stay up late. I think that's how also my insomnia got lessened by the day, because I was always tired, so I would always like doze off on the desk and just wake up for a second and just jump on the bed. So it got renamed to the Cafe Podcast, from the Chill Podcast to the Cafe Podcast, because I started buying a lot of books, and I noticed a pattern in the Chill Podcast that the most thing that I talk about when I do talk without having to play the playlists, lo-fi playlist, I'll talk about books, you know, and most of that time I'd be having coffee in my hand. I was like, you know what, That's what I would do if I was like living in some dream city or living my dream life. I'd be in a coffee shop every day with a novel on my hand. So yeah, the cafe came about like that.